If you try to trigger flow automations based on a file or attachment being uploaded to Salesforce, you probably got frustrated. In the past, we needed code to be able to trigger automations based on these events happening in Salesforce. Now, with the latest release, Salesforce gave us the capability to build record-triggered automations on the content document and ContentVersion object records. When a user uploads a file or attachment to Salesforce, this is exactly what happens. A content document and a ContentVersion record will be created. Now, by creating additional ContentDocumentLink object records, we can relate the same file or attachment to additional object records in Salesforce. They will show up on the related lists of those objects. And when a user uploads a file or attachment, it does not necessarily mean it will be accessible by other users, and the information of that file or attachment will be editable. We can also expand the sharing of these records by building additional ContentDocumentLink records. Now, without further ado, let me just jump into the object relationships here. The objects are a little bit complicated, and from there on, I will show you how the automation is built inside Salesforce. Before we get into the build for the flow, I just wanted to give you some information on what happens when a user uploads a file to Salesforce. A couple of records will be created, and the relationship and the structure for those records can be complicated. When a file is uploaded to a staging record, which is a custom object record, a couple of records will be created. One will be the ContentVersion record, which will hold the information for this file. This file is an image. The pixel information will be in the ContentVersion, and then a content document will be created. This record will hold information like the label name of this file, and there will be only one for multiple versions of the same file. So if the user comes back and uploads a new version of the same file, there will be a single content document record, but there will be multiple ContentVersion records underneath the single content document record. And what establishes the relationship between the staging record and the content document record is going to be the Junction object record called ContentDocumentLink. And with this record, we can establish relationships between object records within our org and users, for example. And this establishes a many-to-many relationship. Whenever we want to add this content document to the related lists of additional object records within Salesforce, we would have to create additional content document links here. Now, this staging record, it's a custom object record, already has a contact and an account lookup. That will show us what contact and what account this file is going to be related to when it's uploaded. So we are going to trigger automation off of this upload, and we are going to grab this contact and account information and create additional content document link here and establish additional relationships here. And this is going to add the same file to the related list, the files related list for account and contact. Let's get to it. Let's start by showing what our automation does. Now we have the staging record here in our Salesforce org that has a simple submission which includes a subject and description. Think of this like a contact form or something like that. And it already has a lookup to the account and contact. So we know which account and contact this is related to. So if the user goes here to the files related record and adds another file, and what will happen is there will be a content document link record that will be created that establishes the relationship between the staging record and this record over here, this content document record over here, that shows the Kanban image here in the related list. Now, normally, this relationship won't be established for the account and the contact, but we have actually built automations that would do that for us. Now here, if I go to the contact and if I look at the files here, I can see that the Kanban relationship has been already established, and that has been done via the automation. It's 1:44 p.m. now Eastern time, and that's exactly 1 minute ago. And if I go to the account, I'm going to see the same thing here. The Kanban relationship has been established. Now, please note that I'm using 0-minute delay scheduled path here, so it could take a minute or so for this to appear in the related list. It's not always immediate, and I will explain why I did that. All right, so our flow is a record-triggered flow that triggers on content document object. And there is really no criteria, so we trigger immediately off of the content document object, and then we get all the content document links that are related to the content document record being created. And there is no criteria, it's an after save record triggered flow. Then after that, I actually go into a 0-minute delay scheduled path to execute all my actions here. I'm going to go into the detail of that decision and why I did that. But before I do that, let me just walk you through all the elements. I'm going to get all the content document links that are related to this content document that triggered the flow. And in this case, if the user uploaded the file using the related list of an object, this should not really be blank. It shouldn't be null. But in any case, I checked whether the get step returns null or not for good measure. If you don't check this, I don't think it's going to fail because you are doing a filter here on your collection and then you're looping. Probably you are not going to execute anything because the resulting collection is going to be null. I don't think it's going to fail, but it's good to check for that. Now, after you check whether you returned null from get content document links, what you want to do is you want to filter this collection to isolate the content document link records that have in the linked entity ID the staging object. Now, the staging record object has a prefix like any other object in Salesforce, 3-character prefix that I can use to filter out those records. So I'm using the left function here, and I'm checking the current item linked entity ID, the first 3 characters, and checking whether that is equal to a constant here. I created a constant here and stored the first 3 characters of my custom object in here to filter all the content document link records that are related to my staging record object. And after I do my filter, and I should really be getting only one record, if any, because there will be only one content document link object record linking the content document to the staging record object. There can't be multiple because if you try to create a second one, a duplicate one, that'll fail. Now I'm going to loop through the content document links. I need to get the staging record so that I can have access to the contact and the account ID. I know I have a get inside my loop, but this loop is going to only loop and iterate one time. So you are not going to see this looping multiple times. If you really want to be sure and if you want to hard code a stop here, you can actually add a counter variable and then make sure that you only execute the get staging record on the first iteration. That'll work. And now you want to build content document link records. And I built 2 here, one for contact, the other one for account. So it's just going to have the content document ID for this content document that triggered the flow. For the contact, it's going to have the contact ID in the linked entity. And in the case for the account, it's going to have the account ID in the linked entity. And then I need to add these to a collection that I'm building here. So content document contact link variable here, content document account link variable, they will be both added to a collection. And outside the loop, I'm going to create those records, right? So since this is being triggered based on create, and my criterion logic here actually filters out everything else other than the content document link to the staging record object. I should not be creating duplicates, but if I were to create duplicates, this is going to fail. So the reason why I don't really have a fault path here is because this is under actually a scheduled path. So if the scheduled path fails, the file upload will still execute without problems. Only the creation of the content document link records will not go through. Now, the reason why I had to put this under a scheduled path, and let me show you how I configured that. It's a 0-minute delay. And under advanced options, I chose batch size 1, is because when I didn't use either or async path or a scheduled path here, I actually received errors. By the way, you don't even receive an error email, a fault email from your flow. The content document link records just won't be created, but you don't receive an error. I set up user trace to see what was happening, and I found out quickly that this get step over here cannot be bulkified, and therefore the flow does not execute. As you know, Flow Engine wants to bulkify the get steps, and it turns out the content document link object is a unicorn, is a unique object that doesn't allow bulkification here. And therefore, if you put this like on async, that bypasses that, but I just wanted to make sure that it's never bulkified. And the way I can adjust batch size is when I use my scheduled path with 0-minute delay. That's what I have done to just make sure that it'll never attempt to bulkify that step. It's always going to process record by record, one by one. This is our automation here, and there is actually a lot of things that you can do with triggering based on content document and ContentVersion. Let me know what your popular use cases are and how you try to solve them. If you experience any issues, I'll try to help you. If you succeed building your own automations, we would like to learn from you. So while you're at it, give me a like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, and have a great day.